Somebody help me with what is accountability, please. Definition. Put you on the spot.
Doing what you say you're going to do.
Do what you say you're going to do. Keeping your word. That's exactly right. It's the ability to be responsible for always behaving with integrity. Doing what you say you will do. How hard is that? I mean, it's not rocket science, right? It's about keeping your word. It's also about being aware of what the task is, understanding a process for keeping that agreement, agreeing to follow that process, and agreeing to receive feedback if you don't follow that process. I'll give you a quick story. So my sister, my brother, and I, we all started to drive approximately the same time. We chipped in and we bought a Volkswagen, this will age me, a Volkswagen Bug in the 60s, late 60s. What do you think the rules were? We're going to share the car, and here's the schedule we're going to use. Stick with the schedule. When you put gas in the car, you check the oil. We drove the car for 2.5 months, and guess what happened? The engine seized, right? So who did my dad blame? My sister. She was driving at the time. And my dad said, what is wrong with you? Criticism, right? What the heck is wrong with you? You got to, what, did you check the oil? She said, Dad. She's crying. She says, Dad, yeah, I pulled out the dipstick and there's a little oil right in the end. So, who is really responsible? Leadership, right? Of course, my dad didn't acknowledge it at the time. It was years later. Did the light come on? Oh, don't get complicated on me, please. But she checked the oil, right? It was fine. So my dad said, all right, this isn't working. So, Wally, you are now accountable for the oil. I said, I am? He said, yes, you are. I said, okay. He said, do you know how to check the oil? I said, I'm not sure, Dad. Okay, well, here's how you do it. He showed me how to do it. He said, all right, now you need to do that once a week, and I'm going to check it every once in a while, and if it's down below where it's supposed to be, you don't get to use the car for 2 weeks. Did we have any trouble with the oil after that? Absolutely no trouble at all. I was totally accountable, right? I kept my agreement every week, checked the oil, did it by the process. We had trouble with the tires because we didn't have a process for that. So accountability is facilitating agreements and keeping agreements. What's an agreement? It's something specific, measurable, time-sensitive, and there's a predictable process to keep it. This is where you guys come in. I assert that you could influence leadership to facilitate and keep agreements and then give feedback about those agreements.